Hello, and welcome to the Game Bang. I don't want to call it a host because I'm not really a host. This is more of like a fellowship of gamers. Um,
Yes.
we're gonna talk video games. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna drink, probably get drunk. I mean, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why the hell not?
Hopefully get drunk.
Yep.
Yes, hopefully. I might. It's hot in here. I might take off my shirt. It's that hot. Uh,
It's pretty warm.
But the Game Bang, if you guys don't know, it's just a little side project. I don't know that we're just fucking around with Google Plus or Google Plus Hangouts, whatever we want to call it, and it's a way for all of us to talk about the video games we're playing. And we got awesome guests this week. We have the boys, two of the boys from Evil Console Podcast. Follow them, listen to their show, subscribe to their show.
Hi, hi.
Eric and DK.
What's up?
Is it like Donkey Kong?
I get asked that a lot, actually.
There's a story behind that.
It's a long story. Usually it's Burger King.
Burger King, like
Burger King.
Burger King with the D?
Yeah, that's how that came about.
It actually started as Drift King, the supermarket Drift King.
Mhm.
And we have very special guest, Spec. What's up, man?
Pretty good.
If you don't know Spec, he joined us on the first one. He's friends with Law of Spades, Andy Troutman, who has been on 8-Bit Bourbon Podcast before. And now he's on here because Andy couldn't make it, and fuck it, right? He plays video
Yeah.
games. It's all about video games. So, do we want to get started? Anybody, what have we been playing? Anybody want to go first?
Hmm. Well, I just
Daisy
played...
standalone.
Oh,
Oh, so whoever wants to go, go.
go, man.
Daisy standalone. I recently got into it after hearing so much about it. Didn't realize it was in such an early alpha phase. And that game is just mean.
Mm-hmm.
Just mean.
You're not playing the Arma 2 mod? You're playing...
I used to play that. I used to, and I got my hands on the Arma 3 one. They've been doing the Daisy mod for the new Arma 3. And it looks a lot better, and it's a lot greater, and you got a lot of people into it. But I missed the standalone when it came out, so I'm just now trying to catch back up and get into it.
How's
So
that work?
That's been going on for about a week now, and that game is just mean. The way
Yeah.
that is set up. You play by yourself, and you get caught by the wrong people. My first day playing, I was held at gunpoint, told to lay on the ground. They took my pants and all my stuff, put a bag over my head, handcuffed my hands, and then sent me running. So you can't do anything after that happened. All that.
I think that's worse than just
go to a
killing you.
different server, you're in the same place with the bag over your head and handcuffs.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
No, what I don't understand is that my roommate plays that game. Why do people? I would like the way I am. I would never let anybody do that to me. Like, if you're gonna kill me, I'll just respawn. Like,
See, I
What-
said
what-
the same. I
is
said
there
the
an-
same thing.
is there an
So-
advantage to like letting people like handcuff you?
No. See, here's what happened because I had the same mentality. My first thing was when I heard them, I said, "Nope, I'm running. You can shoot me." That's what I said over the mic, and they shot me. They shot me in the knee, and I fell down on the ground. And all you could do is crawl, and you can't kill yourself. So that was it. There's nothing else you can do.
I would just disconnect from server then come back.
Yeah.
Fuck
Once they get you though, if they do it quick enough, then no matter where you pop up in the server, you're right back to where you left. Except for they won't be there.
That sounds fucking terrible.
It
So-
is. It is.
so
It's just
tough.
mean.
Yeah, my roommate, he plays that shit, and he went back and started playing Arma 2. I don't know if it was DayZ, but he was playing this like cops and robbers server, and he
Mhm.
actually had to take like a police test. Like they were administering tests. You had to pass it in order to be like a police officer in this world. And they do like traffic stops or like bomb checks and stuff, and they have like and it's like pretty much our military police versus like the towelheads or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what country it is it takes place in. And there's actually like suicide bombers, there's car bombers, and they do like roadblocks and road checks. And there's a fucking test in a video game. If you don't pass, you can't be a police officer. Like, the world that these guys are living in is crazy. Somebody needs to like do like a documentary, like to see like what these guys are really thinking. Because like, who comes up with that shit?
Well, I don't
Okay.
understand how you like get enjoyment out of that sort of game.
I don't know,
Like-
dude. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I like same thing for DayZ is like where and Spec, you could probably like enlighten me somewhat on this, but what is the enjoyable aspect? Like I've played survival games, but it sounds like there's a very low threshold for fun here. Like there's like
I'll tell you, in every one of my experience with a mod, with a standalone, even with Arma 3, when you're playing by yourself, the fun factor drops right straight through the floor. But it's one of those games when you have other people, especially if they're good friends of yours, it ups it because you have that extra chance of survival, and the whole game is based around survival. So
I agree.
Makes it a lot nicer.
I played the Arma 2 mod of it, and I was playing with another friend. It was definitely more fun than me just trying to run around by myself. Because he would go one way, I would go the other way, and we'd find something, get back together, and it's definitely more enjoyable.
Whenever I watch my roommate play it, that's all he fucking does. He's just running. He's got like this little contraption set up in his room. He's got like a cologne bottle stuck on the run key, and he's watching TV or something while the guy's just running the whole time. I thought that game was about zombies, and I never even see zombies in that game.
Well, I think that happens in a it's hard to say, but when you get a game like that, the original idea is to make it survival. Everyone's got to go their own way, work together, and survive the zombie apocalypse. But when it comes down to any games that gives a player a gun, it turns into player versus player.
Oh yeah.
No matter what.
I mean, it ends up being kind of like The Walking Dead, I guess, in the sense where it's not about the zombies anymore. It's about the people that you have to live with or play with in the game. So
that's a good point.
And it always devolves to that at some point in time, where people are just like, "Oh, well, you're the enemy, not the zombies. You have the guns, I don't."
It sounds a lot like you guys' experience with Rust too.
Yeah, Rust has the same exact type of mentality, I guess, when you're playing it. Have you guys heard of it or?
Yeah, I've seen some crazy shit on Rust.
Yeah, it's almost.
I don't play it, but I've seen some crazy weird stuff.
It's like the exact same thing, except it's all first person. But you have hordes of people just running around, and what about that one guy who was trying to interview people playing Rust?
Yeah.
Like he would join a server and try to interview people.
What's your favorite thing about Rust? And then the guy would be like,
"Go away!
I have a gun. Just go." So tell me, like, how long have you been playing Rust? And then he just like shoots them and kills them. And so he's running up to people, and they're just like, "I have a rock," and then they beat him to death with it.
I've heard of people like starting their own religions in Rust. I heard of like somebody built like a tower, and then like this group of like 5 or 6 dudes just walked up to this tower and started praising it and just wouldn't leave. That's all they did. They were like the religion of the tower. Or something. It was something weird. Like who thinks of shit like that?
Maybe it started as a joke.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Turns into ultimate commitment. I think a lot of people get enjoyment from like taking the game and just taking the meta to a whole nother level and just creating their own little game that no one else is part of.
Yeah, my roommate, I don't know if he twitches it out that much when he plays DayZ, but he turns into another person when he's playing it. It's like he's speaking like another language. He goes from Bruce Wayne to Batman, and he's just a totally different person. It's really strange, but it's awesome. I mean, that's cool that video games have come to this point where you just lose yourself and just have another personality online. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
It's definitely an interesting game. It's funny when you asked us to kind of do this. I'm like, man, I actually really haven't been playing video games lately. But I mean, are you guys opposed to talking about like a board game or something like that instead?
No.
Or having us talk about something?
Well, actually,
like
what you just said is a good segue to a lot of games that we've been playing lately. Like I've played a few video games this week. Though I was sick, but we've been really moving towards like tabletop RPGs as of late.
Nice.
So the ability to like become another person completely for a second. Like at first it was that sort of there's like a stigma. We started with D&D, and it felt weird at first, and none of us really knew how to do it. And then we moved on to other games. Like Fiasco has been really big lately. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it.
Never heard of it. I'm out. I gotta admit, I'm out of the tabletop world. I just don't have friends that would do it. I always say if I had a friend that LARPed, I'd 100% run into a park and start chopping people down with a fucking styrofoam sword. It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I'd do it.
Yeah. Well, I have an open invitation. If
shit.
we can join Albion.
All right, we'll do that and we'll make a video.
But I think a big thing for us is like for a while we were separated. Like Eric was living like a few states
New
away.
Jersey.
Yeah. And
yeah,
so
I know.
For years straight we played
Dude,
just
if you don't
online
put your
games.
hand down, I'm gonna kill you.
For years straight we played just online games, you know, like League of Legends and stuff like that. So when he moved back and we all moved really close to each other.
You mean Dota?
I'm a League of Legends player. I'm sorry.
I know. That sucks.
Hey, I don't hate on anything.
I don't.
No, I don't either. I just don't think I can play 2 MOBAs.
No, definitely not. You gotta pick one and roll with it.
Yep.
So we do stuff like that. So now we're all closer. We've kind of wanted, and we have this kind of group of friends, so we can get together in the same room and do something. So role-playing games sort of really speak to that.
Yeah.
Do you do those tabletop games often now?
We've been trying to do like one a week. Last couple weeks we haven't, but we try to get together like a Fiasco game. It plays out like a Cohen brothers.
It's called Fiasco, so it's like you create relationships between people, and then those relationships kind of just crumble down in front of you, and you just watch the chaos happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's a game that's fun to lose, basically.
It sounds awesome. I have like 3 friends now that live near me, so we play Super Smash Brothers if we're all together. That's all we can get together.
Which is always fun. I can't wait for that at all.
Yeah, we were playing Gravel, which we did a quick review of in our last podcast. How many people are going to have over here today? We're going to have at least like 12 people over here. So we're going to play a game called Two Rooms and a Boom that just got backed on Kickstarter. It's just a game where there's hidden roles and people are trying to figure out who the president and the bomber are, and you're switching rooms, and you're trying to get the blue team's trying to get the president away from the bomber, and the red team's trying to get the bomber to the president. So there's 5 rounds, and at the end of the round you find out who's what, and it's pretty exciting at the end of it when you have a whole bunch of people.
That sounds fucking awesome. I might. Where are you guys at? I might drive up there for your little barbecue.
Hey, we can do a Google Hangouts, and I can put you on my laptop, and people can carry you around in the different rooms.
The only time I ever get that many people in one area, like grouped together, is like the holidays. Like we'll play Cards Against Humanity or something.
We love that game. So,
have you guys tried to dehumanize your friends?
What is that?
It's an Android game. I guess. Cards Against Humanity is like, I don't think open source is the right word, but if anybody can go and steal their cards, pretty much they let people use whatever information or whatever. You can go on cardsagainsthumanity.com, or I don't even know if it's a website,
and print it out.
You can print out the game. So they let people steal the cards. So these people on Android, they made a Chromecast app where it's pretty much Cards Against Humanity.
I've seen this.
On everybody's Android phone, and if you have a Chromecast, everybody connects, and you play Cards Against Humanity on your TV, and it's awesome. Like me and my friends, we just do that all the time.
That's awesome.
You can have like 12 people on one TV. Everybody picks their card because you see it on your phone, and you send it in, and then the king or whatever you want to call it picks the best one, and then they get the point, and it tracks it, and it's amazing. It's a lot of fun. The only thing that sucks about it doesn't work on iOS.
Now that is a very good thing for someone to be doing on the Android with the Chromecast, because if you can produce more things like this and connect more people, even though they're far away, with these types of games, that make it a lot more interesting. And
I love my Chromecast. It's probably one of the best things I ever bought.
Unfortunately, I don't have one right now, but I can't think of a reason why I would want one at this moment in time.
Yeah, I use my Xbox One usually for like Netflix and stuff, but sometimes it's just easier if you're on your phone. If your TV's off, you just pop Netflix on, you connect to your Chromecast, it automatically turns on your TV, puts it on the right input, and you're good to go.
Wow,
or you can do it from your computer. It's really nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Do you guys ever play like Warhammer or any shit like that?
No, that's money.
Is that considered a tabletop game?
Yes, that is a very expensive tabletop game. It's probably more expensive than Magic the Gathering.
Magic. I have decks and binders in my living room, just sitting there.
A vast archive somewhere full of cards we used to play with.
Now I'm taking the card sleeves off and putting it on my other tabletop games that are more interesting to play.
I just play Hearthstone on my iPad.
That's a good game.
It's a lot easier.
It's a very good game.
It's awesome. I haven't been playing much of it lately, but it's very good.
I haven't tried it on my iPad yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Is it only on iOS or is it on?
Only on iOS, I think.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
And PC.
They said Android's coming, but we'll see.
That'll be good.
Cool.
I need more games for my Nexus.
Yeah, It's a great device.
Yeah, sorry to steal the video game thunder.
No, that's all right.
Throw some recommendations out there for people who like other things.
It's not the video game bang. It's the game bang. Talk about whatever you want. I mean, Cards Against Humanity or Dehumanize Your Friend. That's not really video game, I guess. I mean, you look at a screen, but it's a fantastic game. The only problem is putting 8 Android phones or tablets together. If somebody comes over with an iPhone, you're fucked.
No, guess you're not playing.
Yeah, we were scrapping together tablets, and I have a couple old Android phones just sitting in my drawer. We had to charge them and download the app. It was a mess, but it was worth it.
Sounds like when we try to play Smash Bros, we pull the Wiimotes out, and none of the batteries are working, so we have to go pull batteries out of everything just to get to the point where we can play it.
That's why we go GameCube controllers with Smash Bros on the Wii.
You can't start the game without a Wiimote, though.
Oh yeah, we have one of those.
So it's we have the Wiimote but no batteries. No one has rechargeable batteries.
Yeah. It's going to be weird with the next Super Smash without that GameCube controller.
What do you guys think about it coming out on the 3DS first?
I hate it.
I don't like it. I was cautious about saying that. I wasn't sure if I was gonna.
We talked.
Don't worry about it.
We talked last week. I thought I'm on the cusp. I want a Wii U. I just need the game that's going to get me there. Mario Kart 8 is up there, but I why isn't Mario Golf on the Wii U?
Only golf game that I actually like.
It's so good. It's such a good game. If they had Mario Golf, or Mario Kart 8, and then Smash Brothers all in the line, there's no question you buy that console.
They could have just ported it over. I mean,
exactly. It could have been a $15 download. Why not?
Yeah,
money. I don't know.
I know you see PlayStation. They have the crossplay with the Vita and the PS4. Is there really that big of a difference with Nintendo and the 3DS?
It wouldn't be.
I mean, we all know that Nintendo's behind the times.
Yeah, they suck
at this point in time. And the Wii U isn't doing so hot, so maybe they thought they would go with the bigger selling system. I'm not sure. No. I'm not in the media or anything, so I can't tell you, but
they fucking suck.
That's what it feels like. Yeah. I love my 3DS though. So.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna play anything, I don't know. If I'm gonna play anything like handheld, I'll probably just use my iPad or my phone. And I'm not a big handheld kind of guy anymore.
I'm getting to that point too. I get really excited about DS games that are coming out, and I'm really interested in a lot of them. But they're never really enough for me to buy a new DS.
Yeah, exactly.
I already have my Nexus. I have my phone. I only have so much time to play games. So unless I'm traveling,
that's the worst part.
If I'm traveling, I'll whip out my DS or something. But other than that, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit you guys up with a game that if you have an iPad or computer, you need to be playing this game. This game is FTL. You guys ever heard of it?
Oh yeah, I've been playing it. I've got it on my PC right now. I haven't installed it yet. I've been doing a lot of good things.
I'm about to pull it up on Steam right now.
It is the hardest game I've ever played. I'm on easy. I've been playing it for about 2 weeks and I haven't beat it.
Do you guys ever watch any streamers or Let's Players?
No.
I was watching Northern Lion play it, and he's a prolific Let's Player, and I was like, I really need to get this game. I just haven't done it yet.
I heard that it does it procedurally generate certain things? How does that work?
Yeah, I guess it's I don't like the term, but it's a roguelike. So pretty much it fucks you. It's just a game out there that's gonna fuck you because you'll play one round and you try to learn from your mistakes, and you'll be like, next time I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and that will help me there. But when you come with that game plan, if you go to a store, the items aren't there, or if you build your ship a certain way, the people that are attacking you will do the exact opposite. So you always have to be prepared for everything, but it doesn't allow you to be prepared for everything. So you got to make cuts, and you got to play your advantage. First game I've ever played in my life, but it is so much fun. I can't stop playing it.
I have an interesting question. This game came out almost 2 years ago.
Yep.
Why is everybody picking it up now?
I know it just came out on iPad, I believe, with the Advanced Edition or something. It was I don't know, it's like DLC. That's all I know. All I know is it's a Kickstarter game. I didn't really start hearing about it until 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, I know, me too.
I think it's been a slow build. I've heard about it a little bit before that. Jeff Jacks, I think his name is. He does one of my favorite webcomics. He started doing Let's Plays of it and stuff like that. I heard a little bit of stuff. I think Penny Arcade said something, but it seems like now it's really, especially with I guess the new release, it's been
Yeah.
really gaining momentum.
I definitely need to buy that game because I mean I love roguelikes. I played Spelunky. I played Rogue Legacy. They're probably like one of my favorite game types, even though you hate the term. Or roguelike.
Yeah. Well,
Roguelike.
I just think it's overused. Like if you're gonna have a roguelike, I think it needs to hit every check mark on the box. You can't have like one or two and then be like, oh, it's a roguelike.
Sure.
It's not. I think FTL is because it's random as fuck. You die, it's over. I mean, but Spec, you said you played it.
Yeah, to add on to what Adam said, one thing I really enjoy about the game is you got to be prepared. You're always trying to be prepared because you don't actually know what changes are going to occur. I can remember several times that I knew I was going to die. I didn't know what to do. You know, they're in my ship and I didn't know what to do. So I start opening all my airlocks and trying to lock the enemy inside so they suffocate to death. I mean, this is just it's quick on the fly what you're trying to do if you're not prepared.
Yeah, I was playing today just because just to be fresh, and I was at the end. I didn't stop like the big spaceship. Is that what you're supposed to do at the end? I haven't even got that far in the end. Because but anyways, I had an awesome ship. My ship was like built as a disabler, and I had like these bots that would go over and shoot the other ship as I was disabling their shields or weapons. I was doing that, and this fucking asshole unloaded all of his troops from inside his ship and just destroyed my ship from the inside out. And I had no chance. He killed my whole crew, and they set fire to everything. And my ship was awesome. I would steamroll everybody in front of me, but they just have a plan that I wasn't prepared for, and it's just random as shit, probably. But
that one chink in your armor and you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have any weakness, and if you do have weakness, you have to have like a plan B. And it's so much fun, but it's so fucking hard. I'm on easy, and I've been playing for this game for 2 weeks, and I haven't beaten it. And I think I'm a pretty good gamer.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
It's very good. If you have an iPad, buy it. I would say buy it on iPad.
iPad? All right.
Yeah.
How much is it on iPad?
$10.
All right.
That was the big problem. I was watching that game for like 3 weeks. Now I just have a problem spending more than like $5 on an iPad game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems weird to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's because we're old. I'm old, but I don't know. If $10 on like an iPad game, it's like
Well, I've noticed that too. Like if it's on a PC or something like that, like I don't mind paying that
Yeah,
much.
it's $10.
But
it's the exact same game.
If it's anything like an app on a phone or any kind of mobile device, if it's more than $1, I'm like, I don't know about that.
It's I'm looking at it right now. It's $10 on PC. So why can't it be $10 on iPad?
And why can't
I agree with you though.
If you buy it, they should let you buy it from the website. If you buy it on the website, you get it for both. I mean, or do like a deal. Do like $15, you get it for both or something.
That'd be ideal.
I've got this prejudice vice about me when it comes to looking at a game that's over $5, around $10, and I look at it and I'm seeing it in videos or the screenshots, and it looks like it belongs back around between the Atari and the Nintendo ages. I'm a retro gamer. I love retro games, but as we go along and newer things come out and game development, I look at it and I'm like, is it really going to be worth $10? It doesn't really look it. I'm not sure. So
I promise you, FTL is worth $10. I probably put 25, 30 hours on my iPad on it. Yeah. I mean, I play it every night. If I have a free time, I pick up my iPad. Like I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's just dust all over this thing, and this thing never gets used. I haven't played a game on my Xbox.
Me neither.
About 3 weeks.
Me neither.
I think you're talking about that on the podcast where you guys were talking about a lot of technology stuff, and you just hadn't even touched it.
I mean, you can't see it, but it's just it's like white. It's just disgusting looking.
It's not a problem with the console though. It's the same as my PS4. I don't have anything to use on it.
Yeah. And we're at that point. I don't want to drag this pod or whatever the show is down, but we're older. We gotta our time is valuable. I can't sit in front of my TV for 6 hours and play Titanfall.
No.
If I have an hour and a half to kill, I'm gonna play probably FTL or a game of Dota. Yeah, probably you guys League of Legends, you know.
No, I completely understand. It's the same way with us. You know, it's like, well, I'm sitting in bed. I'm like, I have an hour. You know, I guess I could start playing Dark Souls or something. Like, I don't feel like doing that, so I'll pull out my Kindle or something and just read for an hour and then go to sleep. So
I've been excited about a lot of new MMOs that are coming out that I wanted to try, but I've never really had time to play them. I want to play with like my friends, but I have a completely different schedule than everyone, so it completely kills that whole genre of games for me.
Yeah, he works a swing shift, and then when we work 9 to 5 jobs, so it's like he's there half the time.
That's the way I'm 9 to 5, and I'm a full-time student. So, and I run a podcast, a website. So if I have 45 minutes, it's I don't know. It's going to be FTL. No, or it's going to be comic books, reading, or FTL.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you have, well, I was gonna say you have shorter games like DK was playing Wolf Among Us, so that's a good type of game that you can pick up and get done in a week.
I think the whole each episode's like 2.5 to 3 hours or something like that.
That's that Telltale game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have a problem with Telltale games.
Me too.
Please, I'm actually curious. So what?
It's not that big of a deal. It's just me nitpicking.
Do you feel like it's not a game, or?
No, I think it's a game. I think they're awesome. But I got burned once, and it was really funny. I downloaded the Walking Dead episode 1, and I was all excited to play. I'm a big Walking Dead. I read the comics. Not the biggest fan of the TV show. If you read the comics, I think it's kind of you're either in on the show or you're kind of like on the fence. I'm getting that way with Game of Thrones. If you're reading the books, the show's starting to lose me.
Yeah.
But we can talk about Telltale's Game of Thrones game too. But anyways, in the beginning, this is spoilers for the first episode of Walking Dead season 1. You get in that cop car and you're driving on the highway. Well, my game glitched, and the guys are talking, and I'm like, it's been like 10 minutes. I'm like, what the hell is going on? The guy's just driving down the road, taking me to prison. Like, I was like, am I supposed to like hit buttons, like jump out of the car? So I sat there. I waited like 30 minutes until I realized the game was just stuck in a loop, and we just drove straight on the road. And the game was glitchy as hell. I know a lot of people didn't have problems with that game, but my game was always glitchy. I lost my save a couple times on one episode, and it was just like, I remember the last part I played was you get into like a grocery store or a convenience store at the and you meet a bunch of people, and I went back to play it, and it was gone, and it ended up just losing me.
That would lose me too.
It's especially brutal in a game where you have like to make choices, and you have you make these hard decisions, and then you're committed to them, and all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, when I started off riding in the back of a fucking police car for 30 minutes, when they were just like, I was like, fuck this game. And the game's awesome. If you guys are playing it and you're not having any problems with the saves, then God bless you.
Wolf Among Us, I think, is really clean, and I have had no kind of glitches or anything with it, and it's just on its own par, I'd say, with The Walking Dead as far as gameplay and everything. Story especially is really good.
That's based off Fables, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't play games, I guess. I don't know. And I got rid of my Xbox with PS3. I have an Xbox One, so if it's not out on those, I have a Mac. I don't even know if the Telltale games are on Mac.
I'm not even sure.
I don't even know.
It should be.
Check Steam, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'd be really worth it too, though. I mean, they stay true to the comics too. I started reading the comics around the same time, just so I was like, so they pick up that style. Telltale is really good at picking up these the styles of these things and transferring them into their sort of medium. And like I said, like we were saying, it's really short form. So I can sit down, I get off a 12-hour shift, and I can play for like 45 minutes, an hour. I get a really full experience, and then I can go to bed.
Is there any action in that, like Walking Dead, or is it just all like conversation?
Though it's just a lot like Walking Dead. It's pretty heavy, but when it's action, it's like hardcore. Like it's really tense, and it builds really well. So it's not like just a boring conversation game.
Yeah, no, I've heard great things about it. I don't know.
As far as opinions go for those Telltale games, I hear it flies both ways. You get so many people that just love them especially for their stories and how involved you get into them. But then again, you also get those people that talk about it as, well, this isn't a game. It's just pausing a movie periodically or slightly changing. You know what I'm saying? You've heard of those complaints.
Oh yeah, I was actually afraid Adam was gonna say that. I was gonna, oh no, maybe I shouldn't be.
No, I love Telltale.
I was gonna say, why does it matter?
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly. It's a different style of game. You know, I'm sorry, I don't play sport. I don't play football. I don't play Madden.
I mean,
I'm not a fan, but I love hockey. It doesn't have anything to do with that. You know, if it's your preference, play it. If not,
It's kind of it's kind of a graphic novel in a sense, you know.
Yes, it is.
That you get to choose the ending for.
Yeah, it's a choose your own story graphic novel. That's all it really is, but it's interesting.
Look, I think the Oculus Rift and the Sony Morpheus are pieces of shit, but if I could play like Wolf Among Us or Walking Dead, the Telltale games on that, it'd be fucking amazing.
Oh my god, yes.
Like, I think that's one kind of game that those will really work with, like the picture.
Really cinematic.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Have you guys seen the Drowning Simulator?
I heard, I was listening to your guys' podcast. I heard you guys talk about it, but I have no idea what it is.
Oh man, I can't really just. Yeah, you would have to go and do it. It's about a 5-minute experience, and it's just live action. Basically, someone floating in water and how the person reacts to it.
Yeah, it's really one of those. It's a really loosely a game, but
it's not
the
really
experience
a game.
itself is worth.
But you mentioned the Oculus Rift, and I was wondering if you had played it, and then imagine experiencing that in the Oculus Rift.
That, I would shit yourself.
Yeah, apparently you can play it in the Oculus Rift, and I would assume that it would be extremely terrifying with that. It's very real when you're playing it too, or playing it. It's not really a game. It's more just a public service announcement when it comes down to it.
Did you guys by chance get to see Sony's Shark video or whatever, the demo when they announced Morpheus? They finally released what the video looks like of the shark cage or whatever. It's when you're wearing the Morpheus and you're in the shark cage and this great white shark all around you. If you can't check it out, the graphics are ridiculous. Like, kudos to Sony for doing that. It looks fucking amazing. But I mean, it's a fucking Shark Tank simulator. It's like, am I gonna pay $250 for a headset to swim with a shark?
No,
probably not. Probably not. All right, what else do we got?
You have anything, Spec?
Well, I was gonna ask, has anyone used or tried the Oculus Rift yet, or had an opportunity to?
No, me and Andy we were gonna try it at PAX, but we ended up not going to PAX.
Yeah, I saw it at PAX, and I was like, nah, I don't want to wait in line.
Yeah.
It's like this big ball cage thing, and people were walking around in it.
And I'm not a big fan of pink eye, so it would probably.
I was going to say I had an opportunity at the university that I go to, and every time I see this thing, I'm in my 30s, so I grew up with the Nintendo and the Atari.
You're 30?
At the time. Yes, I'm in my 30s. I don't
Jesus
work
Christ. No, you don't.
But anyway, so I grew up with pretty much every game system that come out, and every time I look at the Oculus Rift, I cannot help but think of the Virtual Boy. I can't help it.
I think the Virtual Boy when I'm 65, I'll have the vision of a 63-year-old because that thing fucking destroyed my head for 2 years. That thing was a piece of shit. I mean, it was red and black. Like, that thing was fucking terrible.
I still got mine in my closet, and I just sometimes I'll go in there for something else, and I'll look at it, and I'll get a headache just seeing it.
Yeah, that thing fucking sucks. It's amazing that more people don't talk about that thing nowadays. Like, it's very forgotten.
It is.
That thing was a piece of shit, though. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
It's pretty bad.
Like, I don't even how many games did it even come out with that? There couldn't have been that many games. That thing wasn't around for that long.
There wasn't that many, but through researching it and looking back, there was a lot of people that tried to make these pieces that would hook onto it to strap to your head, and I kept thinking, oh my goodness, that's a terrible idea.
Because it wasn't like heavy enough.
Yeah.
I don't have like the stand for mine or anything.
I was say there was a stand for it.
Yeah, I have to put my face down on a table and then play it if I ever want to. I get nostalgic and I want to hurt for a while.
That thing was disgusting. I remember my cousins had it, and somebody would be playing it, and then you stick your face in it, and you stick your face in a layer of sweat. Oh, it's disgusting.
Just imagine that with the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, well, the Oculus is probably fucking worse. I mean, all those. I don't want to alienate our crowd, but all those wonderful people at PAX East, I'm sure they're clean and just awesome.
Yeah, totally. Don't smell at all.
No, you always hear about the con flu or the con disease or whatever. I'm sure none of them had it that tried the Oculus Rift.
Yeah,
that thing exists, I promise.
That's why I don't understand how they're ever going to advertise this thing, because you're not going to be able to go into GameStop and check an Oculus Rift out. And if you do, God bless you, because you're a better man than I am. But you're going to need a full-time like I don't know, technician to wipe that thing down every single time somebody touches it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fucking around with your eyes. Man. You can get pink eye real quick, or I don't know, you get like herpes or something off your fucking face.
Face herpes.
Yeah, face herpes. It's a real thing, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of GameStop, there's a lot of talk going on that a lot of the GameStop stores are going to be redone. They're getting rid of the way that it's set up now and going towards a mobile style store.
Like a kiosk
or as a gaming experience.
I wish they would be redone with a big close sign in front of the fucking. I know you guys said your friend works there, right?
Yeah. He's worked at a few local game stores too, but I think he's had the best experience there. I'm sorry to say.
I have a big problem with GameStop, but not your friend.
Local game stores don't tend to do very well, unfortunately.
They're just fucking assholes.
For sure, where we are, being in like this rural area down the south, but like no one, if it's not GameStop, no one wants to go there.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they sell like used iPads and shit.
Yeah, they're really trying hard.
That's their more new focus that they're going to be going towards. And to be honest with you, I think it's a smart decision, especially with everything going digital.
Yeah.
It's going to... Obviously, Microsoft backed off on the whole digital-only thing, but it's going to keep going towards that.
Yeah, I mean...
That's inevitable.
That's why I hate...
Mobile gaming it's already here. And game developers, they're looking to expand mobile gaming at this point.
Hearing this news makes me wish Microsoft never backed off.
I said that. Me and Andrew said that at the same time.
It's bullshit.
I first mentioned that. I think it was a bad idea.
Video games nowadays they should be digital. There's no reason why. I mean, I'm personally, I don't want physical copies of anything. I don't know how you guys feel, but
for me, like a lot of it depends. Like I like having physical copies of books and stuff like that. I think that's like, and we can probably all identify being. I think we're all close to the same age, where we're kind of bridging the gap between like a full analog world and this new digital one. So like, if it's something I really love, I want to hold it in my hand. But Steam was like a whole new thing for me. Like it was so fluid and easy, and I could get things immediately. Mm-hmm. I wasn't worried about.
And their servers don't suck balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the servers do suck balls.
It's only when there's a big release and everybody's downloading the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes Dota can get real bad.
But I do like I'm moving more towards like I just got my Nexus, so I'm reading comics on it and stuff like that. So I'm kind of getting more into the idea.
And then when you use it, you realize it's way better too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't have a stack of comics anymore. It's just one device. It does everything.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I bought an iPad Air. I wanted the best screen for when I read comics. And it's amazing. Even though the new Comixology app is fucking garbage, fuck Amazon for buying Comixology and ruining it. But yeah, it's awesome. But when I buy comic books, like if I really like something, I'll buy the hard copy volume of it and keep that as my collection instead of having 50
every issue that comes out.
Yeah.
I think hardcover omnibus or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's also important is that, with us being in the age group that we are, there are my hardcover books I'm not getting rid of, and I still get them if they hardcover. Mm-hmm. I have one right here. On the Shoulders of Giants. There's no way I'm putting this on a Nook.
That thing's a fucking Bible. I saw that thing yesterday, actually. It's really fun.
But this is an example here of this is nothing that I'm going to be using on a Nook. This is something I'm going to keep, and I'd rather have it in hardcover. And maybe that's got to do with my age, but to me, there are still things that are better in physical form. However, gaming, not so much, unless it's retro gaming, obviously.
Yeah.
I think the only physical copy of anything I'll buy if there's any special edition of the Arkham Knight, I'll buy that. I have to.
Nintendo can release digital forms of all of the Super Nintendo games they want, but I'm not getting rid of mine.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'll just keep my MacBook Pro with my emulators, and I'm perfectly happy.
Yeah.
I think it's different if it's a part of your childhood or something like that. I think moving forward, games tend to like I have a lot of Xbox games left. I don't really play my Xbox as much anymore, my 360. And like I can see going back to like Mass Effect or something and playing through the trilogy again, but now I can get it on my PC in a bundle and it'll look better
And it'll cost you $10.
It'll cost me $10. Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That'll be re-releasing, by the way, on the new consoles, the Mass Effect.
Does anybody have
Xbox One? I know. I'm not sure about PS4. I would assume it'd be for the PS4 as well.
That's what we talked about this on our podcast, I think, last episode. I thought Mass Effect 1 was an Xbox exclusive. I thought it was. I thought it was published by Microsoft Studios. How is that going to be on the PS4?
See, that's why we're not sure if it's actually coming on the PS4 or not. Me and Andrew Spades GT, we talked about this quite a bit actually, and it's coming for the Xbox One. There's a couple articles that were on it, but it would be hard to see them release a copy like whenever they do an anniversary edition and they leave out part 1, like Silent Hill HD collection or the Metal Gear Solid one. They never have the first game.
Yeah.
That's been done before. They may do that with the PS4, but all three are coming out for the Xbox One, the re-release.
I never played any of them. I'm a terrible gamer.
Well, I'll tell you, I have played the first one probably 8, 9 times. I played the second one 4 or 5 times, and I've never played the third one. But I haven't.
Crazy.
Did you get caught up in that storm of criticism?
No. The reason why I never played 3 is this foolish. It's the dumbest thing. I have a problem with chronological order. I can't watch a sequel to something without watching the previous one. I won't watch it. It drives me bonkers. But with the first one and the second one, they have so many decisions to make that influence the third game.
Mm-hmm.
My Xbox blew up, my 360, and I lost everything.
Oh, there you go.
So the only way to play 3 for me is I have to replay 1 and 2. So instead of doing that, and I heard about them coming back out for the 1, I was like, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame you for that one.
It probably does. It probably does. I think 2 did all. You could make all the decisions again from 1 without having to play 1.
Actually, there was a download you could get. That would do that.
Mm-hmm.
You could select your decisions, but
that was like a thing, right? You can just go to websites and download people's saves, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else we got? I was gonna say, have you got any of you guys? We're talking about. We're way off the iPad games, but I also played Hitman Go. Any of you guys heard about that? Checked it out?
No.
Hitman Go.
I don't know what that is.
I hadn't heard of that.
All right, do you guys know the Hitman franchise, the Assassin? Well, this one's like a turn-based. It's like a turn-based puzzle game. It looks like little statues. You got your Hitman statue, and then you have security guards, and then you have your target, and it's almost like checkers, almost movement. Like you can go right, left, up, back.
It's a strategy RPG.
Yeah. Oh, but without leveling up. Yeah, so pretty much every time you move, they move. So you're a hitman, and you got to try to figure out how to get to point A to B with killing anybody in your way or moving around them. And it's fucking amazing. It's one of the best puzzlers I've ever played. And check it out.
Surprisingly compelling, actually.
It's really good. It's like $5 on an iPad. I went on a terror. I never buy anything on my iPad. I spent like $15 in one weekend. Hitman Go, it's awesome because there's things you can do. You can throw rocks to distract people, and if you can get all the guys on one point, you can you roll in there like a bowling ball, and they all go flying. It's fucking amazing, and it's really cool because if they see you, you can hit them from the side or the back, but if they're looking at you, if they're one space away from you, you're caught. But you can also get to a target, hide because they can't see left or right or behind. So you can be right next to them, kill the target, then move around them. It's really fun. I wish we had a thing where I could just show shit as I'm talking about it, but none of you guys have played that. I'm really disappointed.
You make me want to
play. I played all the Hitmans, but I haven't played that. But that's a different story for me.
It's really good because it made all the fanboys go, "Why the fuck isn't there another Hitman game?" It's this is the Hitman game. It's awesome. Check it out.
Well, I'm about to be playing that.
It's really good. It's and it's awesome because you can play it for 5 minutes. You can do 2 levels in 5 minutes, or you can do 1 level because it does get really fucking hard.
Well, that's a lot shorter than the original games.
Yeah.
Each level was about somewhere around 2 hours.
But it still gives you variety because in Hitman, the best thing about Hitman is you can be silent or you can just murder everybody, Or
Right.
you can trick a guy to go to a certain point where you're waiting, stuff like that. And that essence is still a part of Hitman Go.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's very good. It should be. I don't know if it's on iPhone. I know it's on an iPad. It should be on every platform because it's that good. It's such a simple game. Like there's a board and there's plots that you travel to, and that's it. And there's little models. It should be on every single system available, but it's just not. It's bullshit.
Well, those are always the best games. I think the really simple yet complex ones.
It's really good. It gets really hard. It's a lot of fun.
I got a question for everyone. What does everyone think about the future of microtransactions in games?
I hate microtransactions.
Actually, there's probably a larger portion that don't or do. I'm not sure. It's obviously pretty popular because people are using them and doing them.
I think that it almost feels like they're being tricked into it. Like you playing like Team Fortress 2 is one that like it stays big in my mind because it was such a. I was paying money for hats.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It sounds terrible. When you word it that way.
I didn't even realize I'd spent like $50, and it was mostly on hats and like little accoutrements to my freaking. And it gave me no advantage. It didn't. I don't want a game that I can pay for an advantage, but I don't want to pay $50 for
hats,
a hat in a game,
or a skin, or I mean,
League
of Legends, man.
Yeah, I was about to get into that. I might sound ignorant, but isn't League of Legends, don't you buy your hero?
You can. You buy your hero.
So you guys hate microtransactions, but you're playing a game where you gotta buy your player.
Now you can buy it through in-game earned points.
So you gotta play with like a shitty guy to get the good guys.
They do a rotation of different champions each week. 10 champions will rotate out, and you'll get 10 other champions you can play. So you can try it out before you buy it with your influence points. Or you can buy bundles of champions and have them after that. So if you have a lot of them and then you kind of just picking them as you go, like I started right when it came out, so I have almost every single champion. I didn't spend that much money on them. I bought the bundle because I liked the game, so I was like, well, I'll pay $40. It's a great game. Yeah. I'll pay $40 to get most of the champions, so it didn't really bother me. But I can see coming into the game now, it's like impossible to get all of them without spending $200 if you want all of them right away.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then you have the skins too. The skins are like $5-10 a piece. It's kind of crazy. They do sales, but it's still not the same thing as just going into the game and having all of them. Like I believe Dota 2 has all the heroes unlocked already.
Yep.
You just go in and you can play them all.
But then I buy a $15 announcer, which is just amazing. I play with the Bastion announcer, and it's the greatest thing I've ever.
Oh well, come on!
It's so good the way he talks. It's another thing. I cannot wait for those guys' new game. Is it
Transistor?
Transistor. Oh my god.
Oh god.
I might buy a PS4 just for that. That might be the reason why I might bite the bullet. Next week I might just buy a PS4 and a Wii U. Fuck it. Right?
Exactly.
Mario Kart's like 2 weeks, right? At the end of the month.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, it's funny. Transistor, like when I heard that it would be on PS4, that's the first game that made it compelling enough to want to buy one.
Exactly. That's the way. Like, I can't wait for this week. We on Xbox we have Super Time Force, which is going to be fucking awesome. Hopefully.
Dude.
Yep.
Have you guys seen anything about that? It's like a Contra style shooter.
I'm ready to purchase that as soon as it comes out.
It looks so good. Another thing. PS4, Xbox One. Anybody you guys played Child of Light?
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things, but I haven't played it.
Level 30 right now.
It looked fucking boring as shit. Yeah. That fighting system looks fucking awful.
Well,
that game, to me, when I saw that game, I thought, I was like, wow, this looks like an awesome platformer, maybe like a little Braid style, like just artistic, very fun. But then they show the fighting style, and it's just like, I'm not playing Final Fantasy X again.
No.
It's not happening.
Of course, this is all opinion-based, but, I mean, when I was younger and I played Final Fantasy...
this is the game bang. This is fact. This is fact. Write this shit down in stone. This is the last and final say.
We're making a wiki on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, back in the day when it was a lot of the JRPGs and turn-based RPGs, that was a lot of what you had open. That was available and it was nice and neat. But once the Western RPGs started getting bigger and more popular, it's very hard for me to go back to that turn-based combat style. I like, unless it's a chessboard style tactical game like a Final Fantasy Tactics or even the Dynasty Warriors Tactic, I'm cool with. Unless you get to that chessboard style, it's very slow paced, and I can't do it anymore.
It looked terrible.
Child of Light was, yeah, it's cool art, it's great, but the gameplay it got so dull for me.
Everybody said that it was fucking easy as hell. Like people are playing it hard and just steamrolling through the game.
Yeah.
And I guess they're gonna update the game to change the difficulty level.
When it comes to that RPG style, like give me more Kingdoms of Amalur sort of thing. Like these really well done action RPGs that I can get my skill trees and my leveling.
Oh man, them skill trees,
and my abilities, but I don't have to sit through.
You gotta go skill trees.
If you don't have skill trees, you don't have a game.
That's what they were saying. They were saying like the Child of Light skill trees were there, but there was no reason to ever. There were so many options, and the game was so short. There was no point even like trying to do any of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, the game looked fucking terrible. The art looked awesome. Like all the videos I saw, it's like there was a reason they didn't show that battle system because it looked fucking terrible. It was so fucking boring. Like, come on. I mean, it's 2000 or 2014 or whatever you want to say.
It was.
Make that game fun. That game looked fucking awesome, but then it's just boring as shit.
And as much as since you mentioned Braid, as much as I love Braid, did I love that game. That game has cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of people. I don't think I'm smart enough to play Braid.
It was a drunk decision that I bought Braid. And after I played it and loved it, every time a game would come out, like Limbo was not long after that. Every time I'd see these style of games, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm going to get that right away. Disappointment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed Limbo for what it was. It was too much money when it first came out.
For the price of it, yes, definitely.
I didn't know what Limbo was. My friend gave me a controller. He's like, "Hey, just walk around." I was like, "Okay." And then all of a sudden, I was playing this little kid. And he got impaled by like a tree, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened to this kid?" Like the most gory death with a little fucking kid.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it in a Humble Bundle. I actually had something.
Say Humble Bumble 5. I can't even say it once.
Humble Bumble.
Yeah, everybody says Humble Bumble. They should just change it. Humble Bumble.
I was going to ask if you guys had heard anything about Dying Light. I was actually pretty disappointed just like yesterday, day before.
Nothing new.
Yeah, the only thing I saw that was announced for like all the systems.
Yeah, it got delayed until like next February, which was really disappointing for me.
That's terrible.
Because I was really excited about it. Mostly, what first pulled me into it is the kind of free run mechanic. How it looked almost exactly like Mirror's Edge, which is one of my top 10 favorite games ever. And then you just throw zombies in it. I know zombies are kind of overplayed, but
Eric, I'm with you.
I love the head shake going on over there.
Yeah.
he would masturbate to this game every day if he could.
Mirror's Edge just not that good. I'm sorry.
But the free running mechanic, yes, I do.
If you want to free run it, you want to shoot, and you want to play competently, play Titanfall.
Yep.
I haven't played it. I know I can get on Xbox 360, which I don't have anymore, but I don't really care.
I don't feel like it'd be good enough on a 360.
I don't have any of the new consoles either.
You guys gotta get on the new console thing.
I'm a PC gamer. Come on.
Yeah, collect dust.
Yes, that's the new trend. Everybody buys PS4 or Xbox One. It just sits there and collects dust.
Right, exactly.
Mine might as well have been sponsored by DirecTV because the only thing I do is watch TV through it.
I hope that changes pretty soon here because
I think it will. We got Super Time Force. Sunset Overdrive looks fucking amazing.
We got. I mean, I don't know how you are with the big budget games coming out, but Watch Dogs is coming out this month.
Yeah. I'm concerned about that game. There's problems with that.
I wasn't. Some more of it.
When they first announced that for its November release, I was so excited because it had a very Deus Ex feel to it.
Mm-hmm. The cyberpunk type thing.
Do you mean Deus Ex?
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
No, it's,
Oh, so it's Deus Ex, but
no, it is. I was
oh,
just being
okay.
an asshole.
But then they changed that whole thing around, and now, in my opinion, we got another Saints Row, Grand Theft Auto, Mercenaries.
The only problem is I have with that game is last year at E3 when they showed it. No, was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, before the consoles came out, everybody's like, "Wow, that game looks fucking amazing. What's it running on?" And they were kind of like, "It's a PC," but no, everybody knew they were lying. It was an Xbox One or PS4.
Mhm.
Now the game doesn't look that well, or it doesn't look. I don't think it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good, but it doesn't look anything crazy. And it's also been delayed 6 months.
Yeah.
And now they have all these multiplayer crap. If Ubisoft is doing multiplayer, if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, the multiplayer sucks. It's cool.
Oh, terrible.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
Multiplayer sucks.
It
That
was
game-
fun the first time I played it. I agree with you though.
Like it has limited mileage.
That game is going to be iffy, I think.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen on commercials, the graphics don't look that great. I don't know.
Seems to be very situational with the videos that I see.
It just looks like they changed it to be more chaotic than what. Like the first demo I ever saw, it was like slow paced. The guy was breaking into the club. He was getting people's information. He was trying to figure stuff out. It got a little chaotic once he left the club and the cops were there. He was doing shit. But now it's like, now it looks like GTA. Like go out on the streets and shoot everybody you can see.
Yeah,
And then escape by pressing a button on your cell phone.
that first trailer made it seem like really directed. Like if it was
Yeah.
gonna get that way, is because like shit got real. It wasn't like you just going out and creating chaos, which is that's not what I really want.
And GTA makes the best GTA, so you can't have anything better than what Rockstar makes.
Right.
Yeah. So
I would say Just Cause 2 is better than
Just cause.
well, that's
GTA.
different. That's different.
It's so
just
good.
because of what it is.
I'm not a fanboy about anything, but I am such a fanboy of Just Cause 2. I will kill somebody over that game.
You know, we're
Well,
not
I-
down playing Just Cause because it's one of our favorite games too.
Well,
It's so good.
And then they have the
I mean,
multiplayer.
I haven't
I mean, are
played
you
that.
talking a single player experience or a multiplayer experience?
Single player. I probably put like 300 hours into Just Cause 2.
See, I think that's I think that's a huge difference. When you look at these games that are both heavily on single player and heavily relied on for their multiplayer. It Just Cause, in my opinion, single player experience way better. Way better. No argument, in my opinion.
Well, the multiplayer was modded. It wasn't the
Right.
official thing until much later. I think Avalanche eventually put something out, right?
Yeah.
Was that recently?
Well,
think
I'm not
it's
really
been
supporting
before
Grand Theft Auto's multiplayer because I had a terrible experience.
I had an awesome experience because I just
But-
did that motorcycle glitch and I just got millions of dollars and bought everything.
But when you look at the game from, I always try to judge a game by what its experience is by myself. To me, I believe a game should be able to stand on its own as a single player game. But that's just the older gamer in me. speaking.
Well, that's the problem nowadays. People don't want their developers
Right.
don't want their
They
game
don't want that
they
anymore.
don't want their game resold, so they throw in these half-baked multiplayers so
Right.
people don't sound back to GameStop.
I mean, Just Cause was one of the. Like, I remember way back when GTA 3 came out, and the pass the controller type thing where you die. It's the first game in a long time where we actually were having fun doing that because someone would do something completely retarded and crazy and die in the most spectacular way possible, and
Yeah.
then we'd all laugh, and then we'd pass the controller over. And I liked that because of the nostalgia factor of it, but it's also unique in its own way. And I haven't actually had a chance to try the Just Cause multiplayer. And
It's just chaos.
I would assume it's
Yeah.
mass chaos unless you can have your own server and kind of like play around with
Yeah,
just your friends.
I can't see it being any fun. We're just gonna run around and get grappled or shot.
But if had your own server and you're just playing with just your friends or like
Yeah.
two other of your friends and you're kind of like grappling onto an airplane and flying around with
Yeah.
each other and trying to hook three things together while you're playing, I could see that being fun.
I mean, that game was just the greatest. What other game could you jump out of? Like, you could fly to like the fucking moon, jump out, and right before you hit the ground, grapple the ground, and bring yourself safely to the ground.
Yeah.
You're going like 100 miles or like 2,000 miles per hour, and right before you hit, you just grapple the ground. And you're like, oh,
Yep.
good.
That was such a fun mechanic.
Oh god, that game
that
is so
was.
good. I can't wait for the third one. Hopefully, there's something at E3 about it.
That was a fun mechanic.
All right, has anybody else got anything? Any other games?
Well, like I said, we've been more on the board game side of things, so those come in a little slower.
Yeah, Gravel was probably our biggest thing. So.
Yeah.
I played Trial.
Playing games, but they were terrible.
I played Trial Fusion too, or Trial Fusion. That was alright.
This is just another Trials game.
Yeah, it was prettier. It was fucking hard as hell, like the other ones.
Oh yeah.
You gotta pick with it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard with iterative games.
I can only see them being able to make so many of those before.
Yeah.
They just need to stop.
I guess it's out on iPad too. I haven't tried the iPad. I refuse to play any game that I have to turn my iPad or turn my phone to use.
Oh yeah. Use a gyroscope.
Yeah. That's just not the way I'm gonna play.
Played Fable Anniversary, which was absolutely terrible considering how much it glitched and froze.
Shit.
And then before that I played Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which is also an absolutely terrible game.
I told you that was going to be terrible.
Yeah, you did say that. It was pretty bad.
I played like 40 minutes of the first one. I was like, yeah, I think I'm out with this one. This game is not good. Like, if you're gonna rip off Gears of War, make it good. That's what those games do.
You mean God of War?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's what I meant. God of War. Like Dante's Inferno ripped off God of War.
Yeah.
Castlevania ripped off God of War. It's like, can't do it. I mean, God of War doesn't even do God of War very well. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, if you can't rip off a mediocre game, then just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's becoming a norm in games today, but especially in those styles, I'm done. I'm done with the QuickTime events. I'm done.
If they're done okay, I don't mind them.
I don't mind QuickTime events if the game is more focused around it. Like, what was that PS3 game?
Heavy Rain? Heavy Rain was
Heavy
awesome.
Rain.
Don't you dare talk shit about Heavy Rain.
I'm not. I'm saying that game was focused around it, okay? So when you went into it, that was your expectation. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And they did a very good job.
When I'm playing one of these third-person action-adventure games and I'm learning my button combos and I'm really getting into it, and then halfway through the fight it tells me that I need to press the button on the screen to finish this fight, I am very disappointed.
Yeah, that's where God of War used to always lose me. How many times you got to, you almost have, a bad guy completely dead, like one of the big ones completely dead, and you fuck up a button combination.
Yeah.
You gotta redo it.
That's what Heavy Rain did well, though, because you could fuck up a button combination, but the game would keep going.
Oh, my God.
You would have to do it again.
The Heavy Rain, when you have to drive down the wrong direction of the highway or whatever, that's one of the most chaotic fucking things you'll ever do. Also, Heavy Rain gave me one of the most awkward moments of my life. I was playing it. I took, a day off to work to play it as... I don't know, whatever. And my girlfriend comes home from work, and I'm at,
I know what you're talking about.
In the game, I'm at a strip club, and you got to get information. And all of a sudden, my girlfriend's she's standing behind me. I don't know what's coming up. And they're like, do this, press this button to dance. And I started dancing, and I'm, stripping for, a dude. And my girlfriend's standing behind me, watching me. She's like, what the fuck are you playing? I have no idea. And then later, you have to have, sex with, QuickTime events, which is amazing. That game was fucking fantastic. But one of my all-time favorite games. That game was
sadly.
Yeah, that game was so good. As soon as I beat it, I brought it over to my friend's house, and I made him play it because the way my game ended, I won't spoil anything, was fucked up. And I was like, "You need to play this. I want to see different endings." And the way he ended it was completely different from mine. It was a really good game.
The milk's gone bad.
The milk's gone bad.
I've actually got it and Beyond Two Souls waiting next to my PS3 for me to finish them.
I heard weird things about Beyond Two Souls.
So far, I've enjoyed it, but it's so disjointed. Hopefully, it'll get better.
Yeah.
That first 2 hours is just so chaotic. It's been hard to get into it really and sit down and play it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things they said would be good are pretty good. But it's hard to make a full judgment having only played 3 hours.
Yeah. All right.
How long is this going for?
We're gonna end it right now. I need bourbon and it's hot. All right. Yeah. All right. So Eric and DK, give us a little information about your podcast, where they can find you.
You can find our podcast on www.evilcouncil.net, our new website that went up about 2 weeks ago. We're planning on doing weekly blogs, or DK and Vincent are going to be doing weekly blogs, and the podcast will go up every Saturday. You can also follow us on Twitter at eCouncilPodcast. or send us an email at evilcouncilpodcast@gmail.com.
It's a great show. Listen to it. If you listen to Avery Bourbon, listen to Evil Podcast.
And we're a little bit different because I know you guys kind of like heavily focus on like video games and sometimes heavily focus on like technology. We're kind of like all over the place because there's 4 of us most of the time doing the podcast. So
I think there's good things.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing we run into when there's 2 of us. It's a lot easier when you have like 5. No, I don't want to say easy. Easy is not the right word, but
yeah,
you can have more of a conversation when there's 4 of you than compared to we have to stay focused or we're fucked because just wait until you guys hear episode 23. Andy was like sick. I just gave blood. We were both fucked up, and it's all over the place. Our producer is gonna be very excited to edit it.
We like to go commando on that. No editing, just throw it up.
Yeah. I wish I could do that. Eventually. Me and Andy have the luxury right now of living next to each other, and our producer lives next to us. So, but eventually that shit's gonna run. Yeah, but eventually it's not. We might be doing something like this every week. I don't know. Spec, give us some shit. Do we want to follow you anywhere?
Just @SpecklB and on Twitter.
No
and
Twitch.
That's it. Look forward to me in the future. I'm into game development, and I'm going to be impacting the horror community someday.
Awesome.
And we'll have Evil Council and Avery Bourbon ride your coattails. Remember who brought you up? Yeah. Get those first interviews. All right, and I'm Adam Bader. You can find me at 8bitbourbon.com, at 8bitbourbon, at Bader17, and this has been Game Bang. Thanks for joining us.
Peace.
Peace.